to Thy Medicine. This is Dr. Bijal Dave. Guys, I have a question for you. Who likes bread? I like it. Most people I know like it. And you know, most of us are afraid of eating bread because they are high in simple processed carbs. So today I'm bringing you a vegan, paleo, gluten-free and low on the glycemic index recipe. But I have a special guest today in my kitchen, and I'm going to introduce her. She's going to share her recipe with us. So let's call for Peggy. Come on over. So guys, this is Peggy Kramer.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, she's a cardiac rehab nurse at Hackettstown Hospital, and she is going to share with us this amazing recipe that she makes for herself as well as her family. And Peggy, you want to talk about this bread? Tell us how it tastes.
This is the healthiest bread in the world, and it tastes really good. You know, once you try it, you'll really like it. It's okay. In this bowl, we have 2.5 cups of warm water. The temperature needs to be between 105 and 110. Once we reach that temperature, we add the pure maple syrup, 4 teaspoons. And then you put the yeast in, 4 teaspoons of yeast. This has to sit for 10 minutes until it activates. And what you should see is you should see a bubbling. This should bubble up, and that indicates that everything's activating. And we just set this aside. Okay, so while you're waiting for your yeast to activate with your water and maple syrup, you can get your flours ready. So in this bowl, I have 2 cups of almond flour, 2 cups of arrowroot flour, and 2/3 cup of coconut flour. Over here I have some salt, 1.5 teaspoons of salt. This is 4 tablespoons of psyllium. And in this cup here we have ground chia. So you just buy chia seeds and grind it up.
So is this the brand of psyllium you used?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. But we can also use something that's available locally in ShopRite, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Good to know. So our water along with maple syrup and active dry yeast has been bubbling. You can see bubbles on the surface. Let me go a little closer. You see how that looks? We have been waiting here for 10 minutes for this to happen. So we are adding the ground chia seeds. We've already added the psyllium in there. And you will see how this
Becomes a gel.
it becomes a nice uniform gel. We're going to mix it all well together. There you go.
It just has to sit for a few minutes till it's thick.
Yes. So we will wait for about 5 minutes until this becomes a nice thick solution, and then the next step would be to add it to our flours. So guys, the mixture has become quite thick, and Peggy will show us the consistency. See how thick it is. Now this is because of 4 tablespoons of fiber, the psyllium, as well as 4 tablespoons of ground chia seeds, and it becomes really nice and thick. At this point we will add it to our mixture of flours. Okay, so the next step is to add salt to our flours. So we have, guys, we remember we have almond flour, arrowroot and coconut flour in there, and we're going to mix this well. All right, there you go. See, now let's not worry about the clumps, because eventually those clumps will get dissolved when we add our liquid here to the flour.
Okay. So we're going to knead it with our hands for about a minute or till it's nice.
Okay. Okay, at this stage, Peggy is going to add the fiber
Mixture.
fiber and chia seeds. See how thick it is when it falls in there. So that consistency we must achieve. There she is mixing it with her hands. So you have to use your hands for this. So we have to knead away like that. we are almost there. So she's only been kneading for like 2 minutes, right? Not even, if you will.
2 minutes.
Yeah. So guys, the dough is ready. She kneaded it for about 2 minutes and it forms a nice round dough. We are going to leave this aside for 1 hour to rise. Before we leave it, we're going to take a warm towel and cover the top, and I'll show it to you in a moment. So guys, we have this white towel, you can use a muslin cloth or anything, and we have warmed it up in the microwave. It's slightly damp, and we are going to cover our bowl with it. Okay, and we are going to leave this to rise for a whole hour. So our dough has been rising for about an hour now, and this is exactly how it looks. Peggy, can you show us the consistency? Yes, you see how nice it is, very soft, very pliable. So now she's going to make out rolls of it and put them on this stone. You can also use a glass dish, and it has been lined with the avocado oil. That's the oil we used. And see how she's making rolls out of this. Now you can shape it any which way you want. Am I right, Peggy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now I shape it like this to use as sandwich. So you'll cut it when, later. And then, it'll be a thin, so you can make a sandwich. It's very filling and full of nutrition.
And keep in mind guys, we have not used any eggs to make this. We have used the chia seeds and the fiber to thicken up the batter. And see how the rolls are being made now.
Okay, I'm going to now take a knife and just make some lines across the bread. You don't have to.
This will give a nice shape to it, right?
Just do it.
Yeah.
And then I want to let you know that you can sprinkle any fresh herb on it or mix it within the bread. A lot of times I'll put fresh rosemary in it and it tastes really good, or garlic.
Oh, nice.
And you just mix it and you'll have a garlic, like an Italian garlic loaf.
Wow. So you put the garlic and butter in between the...
You can put it on top, or you can mix it in the bread as you're
making it.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. So Peggy is going to show us how to make cinnamon raisin bread also after this.
This is ready now to go in the oven.
So guys, Peggy is going to teach us how to make a cinnamon raisin walnut bread now out of the same dough that we use to make regular bread. So let's go, Peggy.
Okay. So what I'm going to do, I melted a little bit of coconut oil. I'm going to mix some cinnamon powder in with that. I'm just going to dump a little in. You're going to mix it up to a consistency to where it's not too watery. Going to mix that up. So now you have your cinnamon and coconut oil. I'm going to add some organic coconut palm sugar. You want to put enough in to where it's a little thicker now once you add the sugar.
Would that be close to like 3 or 4 tablespoons?
Yeah, about 3 or 4 tablespoons.
Yeah.
And it becomes
like a coarse mixture, right?
a coarse mixture that you can spread on the dough. Okay. So now that's ready. Okay. So now I'm going to roll out the remains of the bread. I don't know if this, can I have the... I use parchment paper because then it doesn't stick.
So guys, we put some oil on the rolling pin as well as on the surface of the bread, just so to prevent sticking. Now she's going to roll it nice and long. Now we're going to add the cinnamon mixture onto the dough.
cinnamon and coconut sugar
Coconut
mixture.
sugar, yes. Wow, it smells so good in here. I can't wait until this gets baked. And she's going to add some raisins, chopped raisins, and some chopped walnuts. Oh boy, we are in for a treat tonight. Wow, look at that. Now, who said healthy food can be delicious, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Then you just roll it up.
So guys, we have 2 logs of cinnamon roll over here, made the same way that Peggy did the first one, and these are going to go in the oven at 425 degrees for 35 to 40 minutes as well. You start checking it around 25 to 30 minutes. So there's a range of 205 to 210 that you have to maintain. At that temperature the bread is baked perfectly. And another thing to keep in mind is that it has to be completely cooled before you cut it or use it. Okay, so we're going to wait a few minutes until this is done, and then we'll cut it and we'll show you how it looks and how it tastes as well. So our bread is cooling on the cooling rack. You can see the consistency and the texture just like the way we get it at the bakery or the grocery store, isn't it? So our bread is cooling on the cooling rack. You can see the consistency and the texture just like the way we get it at the bakery or the grocery store, isn't it? So guys, this is our cinnamon raisin bread, and it looks so good. If you would be standing in the kitchen with me right now, it's full of the scent of cinnamon. I can't wait to try this. So guys, we have our 2 rolls of regular bread and 2 rolls of cinnamon raisin bread here, thanks to Peggy. We are going to give this a taste now, okay? See how awesome it looks? The cinnamon is all melted inside with the coconut oil. I'm tasting the cinnamon, the raisin, the walnuts. This is the bomb. This recipe is a keeper. I'm making it, okay, this Sunday. And now we're going to go ahead and try our regular whole wheat bread. Can you please do the honors, Peggy?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to enjoy this a little bit more.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Wow. Look at that texture. See how awesome it looks. Now Peggy told us that she adds garlic, she adds parsley to make this a garlic bread, and you can add rosemary on top. You can make a very, very flavored bread, okay? Can I have a taste of that,
Yes,
Peggy?
ma'am.
Wow.
Delicious. Delicious.
This is crispy on the outside, soft on the inside, and what's best, this is super healthy. I'm not feeling an ounce of guilt. Now you don't have to pass on the bread basket next time, as long as you know you made it. Alright guys, so please make this and leave your comments for us, and definitely give this recipe a try. I understand that there might be some ingredients in there which you probably don't carry in your pantry all the time, but you know, good food and good life always takes effort, right? So we'll see you soon. Thank you. So guys, just like this recipe, we are going to share more vegetarian recipes with you in the upcoming episodes. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Make Food Thy Medicine, and we will deliver healthy recipes to your inbox every week. Thank you.